Hi there, David DeBow from Canadian Profits with this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Halloween's right around the corner. Hope you're getting ready. All our little kids are getting organized for their Halloween trick-or-treating. Amy's 14. I don't know if she's going to be going out with her buddies, going to be doing it this year, or if she's too cool for it. But luckily, my 11-year-old Andy is still into it, so I get to go out trick-or-treating with somebody for this Halloween still. What's going on for this week? Well, for our business breakthrough, I'm going to share with you what I suggest you do if you think you've got a great business idea. For our real estate tips, I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of different ways to immediately increase your revenues when you're dealing with joint venture partners. And for our Mindset Minute, we're going to visit our good friend Wayne Dyer and talk about being ageless. Stay tuned. All right, I guess part of being an entrepreneur is the idea that we've got these fantastic ideas. Well, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. Taking your idea, growing it, and turning it into something much bigger. But here's my suggestion for you. When you come up with one of these great ideas and you're not, you're ready to take action on it, you're ready to sink some money into it, you're ready to start spending a lot of time on it, before you jump right in, I suggest you get some expert second opinions. Now, I know we've always heard this before. However, myself included, we tend to overlook this and just forge ahead and think we know what's best for what we're trying to do. So recently, a couple of fellows and myself were looking at getting together on a business venture, a new real estate investing venture. And before we got too carried away, I thought it would be a really, really good idea to run the idea by several very astute investors, people who've been around the block many times, who've seen all sorts of different investor presentations, who've seen all different kinds of real estate investing, who really know how to read a financial statement and really know how to pick things apart. Because my goal was to put the idea out there and have them go at it and shoot holes in the idea so that we can make it stronger, or if it was a really bad idea, to scrap it altogether. So that's what we did. We took a couple of days, went down to Vancouver and met with 4 different very astute investors and just kind of threw a very basic outline of our idea across the table at them and discussed it for several hours. And I was very, very pleased to see that none of them shot holes in it. They gave us some good suggestions, but by and large, well, not by and large, every single one of them thought it was a fantastic idea. So with us thinking it's a great idea, plus some very astute people with a second opinion, with outside eyes looking at it, thinking it's a good idea as well, I think we have much more chance for success than just going it alone. So that is your business breakthrough for this week. Now, for our real estate tip, I want to give you a couple of ideas on how you can generate additional revenues for yourself when you're doing real estate deals and you're working with joint venture partners or investor partners. So the first idea is something I got from our good friend Darren Weeks at Fast Track. And what Darren really suggests that people do is that they charge what's called a deal finder fee. So let's say I'm the real estate investor and I find a really good property that I can get under market value, and I approach you with the opportunity as the investor. Well, that's all great. You're going to put up the money. You're going to qualify for the mortgage, and I found the deal and I'm going to manage the whole project. Well, that's great. So what Darren suggests is that in addition to the down payment money that the investor is going to put up, that they also provide an extra, let's say $5,000 as a deal finder fee, which goes directly to you. Now, why would they do that? Well, because good deals are hard to find. And these investors basically are doing whatever they do, creating the income they have and focusing on that, but they don't have time to focus on finding the deals. You're the deal finder. There's a lot of value in that. Plus, hey, let's face it, you got to make some money somehow. And with typical buy and hold rental properties, especially if you're talking about single families, there's probably not going to be a heck of a lot of cash flow. You're probably going to be holding it for a while, looking for appreciation, looking for some cash flow, and wanting to cash out at the end. So in the meantime, you still have to make a living, right? So again, that's Darren's recommendation, is charge a deal finder fee. Other ways of looking at it, if you're looking at bigger deals, could be called a marketing fee, what have you. But it's taking a chunk of the investment up front and having full disclosure with everybody but that's your payment for finding the deal in the first place. Now, the second idea, which I just got recently as well, is let's say you find the deal and you get everything going and you're managing the deal, you're managing the property. Well, another idea is to be charging a monthly management fee for doing that. It might be 5% of gross revenues. So if you're managing a single family house, and even if you have a property manager in there, but you're kind of taking care of all of the day-to-day, month-to-month things to do with the deal, perhaps you're charging a 5% fee on gross to take care of that. Fair is fair. That starts to get much more significant if you're working with multifamily properties. So anyhow, that's your real estate tip on 2 ways of increasing your income when you're working with joint venture partners. All right, and for this week's Mindset Minute, we're going to revisit our good friend Wayne Dyer with Wisdom of the Ages. And the section I took here is what he talks about being ageless. So now that I've hit the big 4-4, birthdays seem to be rolling around a lot faster than they used to. I'm starting to think about this. So I really enjoyed what Wayne Dyer had to say about that. So it's talking about how do we take care of ourselves, how do we see ourselves as we get older. And 2 of the points that I'd like to share with you are, first one is talk to your body and force it to become more active despite its objections. Geez, I can relate to that. I'm hauling my butt out of here 3, usually 4 times a week to go to a CrossFit class. It's not much fun. It's definitely an effort to get myself to go out there. But basically, all I do is just force myself to walk in the door at the place, at the CrossFit place, and don't worry about it. It takes care of itself. So just getting in the door is the hardest part. So if you're accustomed to living as a couch potato, this is going to be very, very tough. But you need to do it. You need to exercise and get out there if you want to have the highest quality of life you can as you're getting older. Another big one is more of a mindset idea, which resist impulses to label yourself with descriptions that limit you in any way. Statements such as, I'm not good at whatever, or I've never been interested in whatever, only serve to strengthen your self-image of limitation. You can be good at and enjoy anything if you decide to, and that isn't limited by age. One of my favorite cousins, I've got lots of cousins, I've got lots of favorite cousins too, but a cousin I look to for inspiration about this is my cousin Jerry, who's in his early 50s right now, but nothing stops him from trying new stuff. He's definitely an adrenaline junkie. He took up skiing, I believe, in his late 30s, early 40s. He took up, what's it called, when you're surfing behind a boat. He took that up in his early 50s. He's getting into motocross racing, which he'd never done before, with his 16-year-old daughter. She's right into it. She's kicking butt at it. He's also doing it as well, just having a blast. He doesn't let his age stop him for anything. So that is your Mindset Minute for this week. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Stay tuned next week for another fantastic episode. Talk to you soon.